We have had our Tiffin Wayfarer for 1 year now, so I thought I'd post a follow-up video with thoughts about the Tiffin and tips and some modifications. First of all, if you don't customize it, you're not trying. So my wife did some lovely customization. Tip: there is no tire monitoring system with the Mercedes chassis, so we went and got these add-on tire pressure sensors, and we've got them on all 6 wheels on the Tiffin, and also got 4 for a car that we pull behind them. That just gives us peace of mind. It's nice to have. On the engine compartment, not a lot to say, but one thing I will say is when you go to check and maybe top off the transmission fluid, don't, because you don't fill the transmission on these. There's no place where you can add it or a dipstick that you can check it. And when it's time for an oil change, it's included in your yearly services, but if you go to get one on your own, they're expensive. A couple $100 if you go to Mercedes to get an oil change. I don't have this hooked up, but I can show you a little bit of what I've got going on here. I put these elbows on here. Normally, if you hook a hose straight onto the connection here, it's hard to close the door because there's not enough space. So this L lets me hook a water hose on both of these, run it through the bottom, and then I can close and lock the compartment if I want. We had a problem with our retractable steps. This sensor, actually right here, went out and it was not triggering itself. So I went ahead and did some repair work on that. When you're stopping overnight, definitely get some kind of windshield window protectors. It makes a huge dramatic difference on how cool it stays in here. I will say on the Mercedes side, the sound system is unimpressive to say the least. When we got it, and we've heard this on a lot of forums, all the sound was coming out of the center speaker here in the middle. Nothing was coming out of the door panel speakers. There's a very easy modification you can do, basically disconnecting 2 wires in here, and that will put sound out the side. But even so, very unimpressive for a Mercedes. I expected better. Here on the side, this is our dog bed. When we're traveling, I keep it shoved in here because we get a lot of wind noise, road noise, and it seems to come right up through there. And having this here just knocks that noise down a bit. As far as the layout, these recliners are great. Love those. The sink and the counter space works out fine. Tip on the microwave, just keep in mind that your heavy electric users can't all be running at the same time. If you're trying to run your stove and your air conditioner and your microwave, you're not going to be able to do it. You're either going to blow a fuse or something. It's back up here. This is our TV, and when we got this, the stock option had a smaller TV here in the kitchen, and this one, the larger one, would be back there in the bedroom. We found that we hardly ever use that one in the bedroom. So we put the larger one back out here in the kitchen, and this space here is having a couple doors made for us, and this will become just extra shelf space. The Murphy bed is a winner. I think that's a real nice option, and it works out great. This bench, for our purposes, is useless. We would never ever sit on it. If we had a whole full house of people, I suppose I could see people sitting up there in the kitchen and people sitting back here, but really don't get it. What is super handy, though, is the storage space underneath. So for my money, I just wish Tiffin would have not given us a couch, but made this into a better storage place. Something maybe with sliding doors on top, something more convenient. Bathroom. We replaced the stock toilet seat with a heated one. Obviously, that's just a preference. We did replace the standard round bowl with a square one. And the reason for it was the round one used to be right here in the middle, and it was kind of small. And we found that there's no way to wash your face or wash your hands without splashing water all over the place and outside the bowl. It just wasn't big enough, and the location really wasn't handy. So this rectangle one is a little bit bigger, and it allows you to get out over the sink without splashing water all around. It was not terribly expensive. I did have to drill an extra hole in the counter, which turned out to be super easy, and reroute a little bit of the plumbing, but it looks essentially like it did when we started. As far as the inside, the only other modifications we made are just decor, just personalizing it for the way we like it. So overall impression, I think this is the model that we wanted, and it's working out kind of the way we wanted it to. Don't really have any major complaints with it. It's got a few quirks, but overall, it's working out for us.